This yellowed, typewritten page from 1977 is a manifesto for rebellion, drafted by Nike's first marketing head, Rob Strasser. These 10 principles establish a blunt, aggressive vision for what the company had to become. The opening line is a declaration of war against corporate stability. Our business is change. It is an immediate rejection of the safe, predictable path typical of established firms. The memo demands results while dismissing the value of a tidy process. It gives the team an explicit command to break the rules, fight the law. These were not slogans meant for a press release. This was a vital, combative playbook for a startup fighting for its life against banks and global rivals. The aggression was born from a desperate financial reality. Founder Phil Knight routinely operated the company on a 100% debt-to-assets ratio. Every shipment of shoes was financed by loans. There was zero equity cushion to protect them from a single bad season. This early Nike shoe illustrates the company's raw, outdoor origins. While giants like Adidas and Puma controlled the international market, Nike began by selling shoes out of car trunks at local track meets. Knight and his former coach, Bill Bowerman, were track and field insiders. They leveraged their deep coaching connections to build a foundation of technical credibility that larger corporate competitors couldn't replicate. As recreational running evolved from a niche hobby into a mainstream movement, Nike saw a massive opportunity to capture the American fitness market. Principles like live off the land and on offense all the time turned their lack of resources into a tactical advantage, allowing them to move with a speed the incumbents couldn't match. For an underdog facing the overwhelming scale of established global giants, this aggressive, rule-breaking ethos provided the necessary leverage to survive and disrupt the industry. Nike weaponized the athlete's personality, transforming stars like Michael Jordan into cultural icons who represented the limit of human potential. This focus on athlete power fueled Nike's dominance as it went public. By the late 1980s, the Jordan partnership was generating over $100 million in its first year alone, helping transform the company into a global empire. The perfect results count mindset drove relentless product innovation, with designers focusing on the extreme performance needs of elite runners to create a measurable brand edge. For decades, those 1977 principles successfully translated a scrappy underdog attitude into a massive $200 billion global business. Applying commands like fight the law becomes dangerous at scale. In a sprawling global supply chain, a perfect results mandate can prioritize production speed over the safety of the workers on the line. In the 1990s, media reports exposed child labor and toxic working environments in Nike's outsourced factories. The scandal betrayed the brand's image as an inspirational champion for athletes. Nike initially struggled to respond, utterly failing to apply their internal accountability principles to the external partners manufacturing their products. This crisis forced an existential realization. A warrior mentality is a powerful tool for a startup, but without clear ethical boundaries, it becomes a liability for a global corporation. Modern Nike now uses a structured, leadership-defined framework. It is the necessary evolution of the original 1977 principles into a more sustainable corporate system. The 1977 principle, "Our business is change," has evolved into cultivates innovation. It retains the focus on staying ahead of the curve, but within a framework of strategic growth. The command to push yourselves, push others is now values differences, emphasizing diverse perspectives. This focus on inclusion fosters teamwork, replacing the early isolated warrior mentality with a collaborative leadership model. The 2025 Code of Conduct overhauls the old rule-breaking directives. It demands strict compliance with labor laws and environmental standards across all supplier facilities. These modern guidelines do not extinguish the 1977 fire. They translate that intensity into an operational playbook for a global powerhouse. Raw rebellion is the ultimate tool for a startup to disrupt a market and build a brand from nothing. But sustaining that success requires a transition. To lead a global industry, a company must eventually harness that same competitive fire through rigorous accountability and empathy. Company culture is a living ethos. It must constantly redefine what it means to win the battle as the organization grows.